All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of the video, guys. Right after this chart analysis and everything we have to cover about AMC, I want to share with you guys the ticker symbols I mentioned over at the Patreon for the weekly watch list that you want to add to your watch list moving forward. It's already up 15% today. And also the ticker symbols I mentioned daily over at the Discord that give us anywhere from 5 to 10% on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and 20% plus like AMC did today is a home run. If you want to become part of that and become part of a growing community of investors, you're more than welcome to. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. You'll receive live updates on the stocks I'm watching and the different opportunities that present themselves every single day. We look forward to having you join us. So AMC went ahead and went higher, right? I talked about why AMC could go higher in my last video. I talked about, the different indicators. We're above the 50-day moving average. And most importantly, I've noticed that every time we have these pullbacks, they seem to be healthy to the point where it pushes up to the newer highs. Now, right now, we're kind of in a consolidation period. So if this does not actually pull back, this would probably have to push up and continue upwards to the point where it can actually reach $36, get closer to $36.70 up here, like we've talked about. And there might be another pullback, hopefully not as strong as this one, that can end up being healthy back to the 30s or mid 30s and then jumping back up to break through newer highs and new resistance levels. But we have some points to watch here going into tomorrow very carefully and very closely. But very volatile day. I mean, AMC is pulling back hard, but pulling upwards even harder, right? Reaching newer highs. A lot of investors, I did a poll yesterday over on YouTube, are stating that we might see this consolidate sideways instead of falling drastically or going up higher in a very quick momentum way like we saw here last week. We are going to see some sideways action before the next catalyst to push this up. Now, investors that are not aware, and a lot of investors are saying this, even here on the YouTube platform, are stating that the short squeeze has not started, okay? And it seems to be that a lot of retail investors are the ones right now pushing this up higher. The apes, the bulls, and the investors giving a shot at it and having hope. Now, a lot of people are now saying even beyond $1,000. They're saying even up to 10K, 100K per share. I mean, these are some astronomical numbers. I'm not saying it's impossible. Anything's possible, but that's pretty high. I mean, we first want to try to touch 100 before talking about 1,000 or 100K. But right now, I'm really glad for all the bulls, all the apes, and every single investor making money off of this type of move from AMC. I'm really glad that's how it's working out for you guys. I personally do not own or have traded any AMC shares. I consistently look for opportunities, and I'm not saying that this was not an opportunity for me, but I decided not to take a stake in this, if not give my opinion and approach from a spectator and keeping myself level-headed as I explain everything that I'm going to share with you guys. Unbiased opinion, just focused on the charts and the raw data. So like I stated yesterday, this does have room possibly to go up higher, and we're seeing that recover from that low here of the $26, $25, and even $24 range going back up. But now the question is, could it go higher than the highs that we've seen, right? So the 50-day moving average right now is 28.93. You want to be aware of this, okay? Anything above it is bullish. Anything below it is bearish. We've been above it here for the bulls and the apes since the 24th of May, since the run even started. It's gotten really close, but it hasn't been broken through. So for the apes and the bulls to continue to maintain leverage and push up higher, they cannot allow this to catch up or allow the stock to break through it, okay? Very important. So the first support level here is 30.81, and the next one would be at the low of the day here of 28.54. Those are the two most important points right now. And if they both get broken through and the 50-day moving average gets broken through, the next support level would be the lows of Friday, and that was 24.50. Okay, super important to be aware of that. But these pullbacks are just setups, right? They're not setbacks. They're setups for the next bull run. And that's what I've been seeing every single time. A lot of people would say pullbacks, are setbacks, and it's not allowing us to move forward as a community that is trying to push this up higher, as the bulls want it to go higher and the apes want it to go higher. And if not, in these cases, it has been setups to run higher for now. So it's important to watch these levels closely, and the lowest is 24.50. Now, for the bulls to continue to push up higher, they need to break through the high of the day, and that's 33.50. Okay, they broke through the resistance levels that needed to be broken through from Friday to today, but right here at 33.50, significant point of reference for this to push up higher, pull further away from the 50-day moving average, and reach newer highs. Now, the highest point we saw last week was up here at 36.71, 72, give or take. That needs to be broken through by the bulls for this to test newer highs, new resistance levels, and pull much further away from the 50-day moving average and continue this bull run. And the higher this goes, the higher the chances of doing that short squeeze, because they're going to have to buy back their shares. But the short squeeze has not started. If not, it is forming, and we'll have to see if it happens. If the bulls or the apes lose traction and break through 24.50, it's going to be very important to watch, because as quickly as it goes down that way and it continues to go weaker, the chances of the short squeeze have been not completely demolished, but they've been diminished, right? Not demolished, but diminished. So this short squeeze needs to happen for this to go to astronomical numbers. And we're going to have to see and watch this moving forward very closely. As always, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. And stay tuned on in. All I ask for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time for the opportunities that we saw and caught this morning over at the Discord, as well as the opportunity from our weekly watch list that you definitely want to add to your watch list moving forward if you don't have it already. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is a ticker symbol I mentioned over at the Patreon weekly watch list. But before we look at that chart and how the stocks performed, because it has done a 15% jump today alone, I want to share with you guys the ticker symbols I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you are more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits, minimize losses, and continue to learn moving forward through the volatility of the market. So OEEG, we caught it at $5. CTIC, AKBA, and VTNR were all the stocks we watched. Now, CTIC and AKBA were our worst performers, giving us 3 to 5% on the day throughout different opportunities. But OEEG and VTNR were our opportunities that gave us beyond expectations, right? So $5 mark is when we caught OEEG. Let's go ahead and look at that. And OEEG was jumping pretty fast in the pre-market. We caught it at the $5 mark. In the pre-market, it ran up to the 590s, and it gave a 10 to 15% in the pre-market. Pulled back here to 558, shot up to 631, pulled back to 520s, and shot up to the 640s. So just in these two jumps, it gave 5 to 15% opportunities, and right here, 10 to 20% opportunities in those two jumps. Now, throughout the day, it gave many different 5 to 10% opportunities, but at the high so far of the day in the last several minutes, it has given a 20% plus day. I mean, to the point that it was between 20 to 50% from these lows here all the way to where it's at right now. Pretty impressive jump on the day and pretty impressive overall. Now, this stock, no one could have timed it and said, I'm going to hold it through the whole day. not even myself. I look for my 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, call it a day, and 20% plus. If it happens pretty quickly, that's a home run. But for those that were able to hold through this, it has been a very rewarding stock today because it did an acquisition. That was the news that was bringing, obviously, that momentum to the stock. So now our other one is VTNR. So this was our home run from Friday. I don't like to recycle stocks, but it seemed to have momentum, and we caught it in 950s, 960 range, and it pulled back, right, to 928 and shot up to 1051 right there in just a matter of minutes, giving an 8 to 12% opportunity. Pulled back right here to the 880s and shot up to the 1080s. That right there was a nice 10 to 20% opportunity within the momentum. And after that, the rest of the day has been a downward trend. Now, this was a lot riskier. I was watching it with caution, but it seemed to have momentum since it rolled over from the last day to the next day, and news continued to seem pretty interesting and giving it more momentum to push up. And we saw it. We saw it happen. Short-lived, but it happened. We get in, we get out. If you want to become part of this, you want to receive the live updates, the link is down below in the description to the Discord. So, what is the stock you want to add to your watch list? So, it is LOTZ. This is a speculative stock. I did emphasize that. And we started watching it at 438. When we pull up the chart, you're going to be surprised on how fast this has recovered from my expectations for those numbers to happen within a week or so. I didn't think that was going to happen in just one day. Now, the fact that it's moved up so fast, it's going to be a stock you definitely want to have on your watch list. I explained why I started watching it, and you can gain access to this if you join to gain access to the Discord. You can gain access to these weekly watch lists as well. You gain access to the weekly and the daily watch list every single time I post them. Now, let's look at this chart together. So it was sitting at 438, and today alone, it has jumped beyond 15%. It hit a high here of 513. That was close to 16% on the high, and it's been pulling back now. It has to cool off. I mean, that was such a quick run in just one day. Now, it was sitting down here at the 438 range, and it just took off. It hit a low here of 440. In the pre-market, it took off, came to 440, and took off for the day. These are the opportunities that we look for every single day, every single week, over at the Patreon and Discord. But this stock seems to have much more room for momentum. It's crossed the 50-day moving average. I mean, I would be watching it if it pulls back or consolidates before the next catalyst. But this stock does have room, in my opinion, long-term to the upside. It could take longer than just one day. You won't see 15% jumps every single time, but we caught this one early and right on time before the next jump, because this had jumped a little bit, consolidated, pulled back, and took off. Now, one of the most important resistance levels for this to go even higher is up here at 530. It didn't reach anywhere near it, but that is something to watch moving forward. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.